This is the advanced controller usage and instructions video. I'm going to show you guys how to use the edit mode feature and how to adjust a few settings on your Retrofit controller. To start things off, I'm going to show you guys how to use edit mode. In order to edit the speed in your controller, what you want to do is you want to select the mode you want to edit. So to do that, you need to turn on right trigger rapid fire, and then you need to select which mode you want to edit. I'm going to edit mode 7 just to show you guys how to do that. You hold down the button on the back, the right button, because I'm using the right LED, and then I press the left trigger 7 times. And actually it's more of the dual stage, so whenever I say left trigger I really mean you gotta hit that dual stage button. So now that I'm on mode 7, I'm going to go into edit mode. To go into edit mode, you hold both mod buttons on the back of the controller. Once you do that, you'll notice they blink green and then they stop blinking. So now I'm in edit mode. While in edit mode, you can adjust the speed up and down and read out the speed, save the speed, and test it too. So to read out the speed, you use the left trigger. There's a few functions on the left trigger actually. If you press it once, you'll read out the speed. If you press it twice, it'll show you which mode you're editing. And if you press it 3 times, it'll save the speed. And then if you press it 4 times, it'll actually exit edit mode and it won't save the speed that you just set. So to show you how that works, I'm just going to press the button twice. I'm going to show you which mode I'm editing. Give you a little introduction to how this works. Now, you'll notice that the right LED blinks 7 times, so it's counting up. So when you read it out, it reads 7. This same exact theory works for the speed readout. The speeds go up to 255, so they are large numbers. It displays them in 3 sets. First is the hundreds place, the second is the tens place, and the third is the ones. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when I press the button once. Notice it blinks twice, then pauses, then blinks 3 times, then pauses, then blinked once. So that's speed 231. For 0, the LED will actually be a long blink. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to go down one, and I'm going to read it out, so I'll show you speed 230. There's 2 blinks, then a pause, then 3, then a pause, and then that long blink, so that means 230. So it's 0. So it's really not that hard. The LED blinks really slow, so it's easy to read, and that's just their speed readout. So like I said, there's 255 different speeds on the controller. Speed 255 is the fastest speed, and speed 1 is the slowest. So obviously if you want faster rapid fire, you're going to go higher up in the speed values, and if you want to go slower, go down. So to do that, speed up and down, you use the buttons on the back. So the left button will go down, right button goes up. If you want to adjust by 10, you hold down the button until it blinks red, and that's going down 10 or going up 10, whichever one you're pressing. So you can go up and down in adjustments really quickly. If you are trying a speed for a new game, you can use the 10 adjustments. It works really good. And like I said, you can test the speed by using the right trigger and test what the rapid fire speed is like. So it's that's useful. And then you can read out the speed and save it. And then if you find a speed that works for a good gun or a certain gun or for a new game, you can let me know and I'll put it in the controller. There's 8 modes to save to. I've really only used 3 to preset with modes for certain games. So there's plenty of modes to choose from if you want to start saving the different modes and experimenting with different stuff. So let me show you some of the other adjustments you can do on the controller. So I'm just going to exit edit mode. You'll notice that the LEDs blink really fast again, and then it goes back to what I was on. So while you're in quickscope mode, there's only one adjustment you can do, and that is the delay when you press the second stage on the left trigger. So when I hit that second stage on the left trigger, I'm actually firing the right trigger, but you can actually set a delay on how quickly it'll press that trigger. So if I push it down all the way and I'm using a sniper rifle, it'll bring in the gun and it'll shoot right away. It won't quickscope properly. But if you want to set a delay you can do that. So what you do is you just hold down the left button on the back, and then you press the left trigger down, and then you release it when you want to have the quick scope to happen. So sounds kind of complicated, but when you release that second stage, that's how long the delay is. So when I press it, however long it takes me to release it, that's the delay. So if you're using a sniper rifle, what I recommend you do is you hold down the button on the back, and I just let go of it because I didn't press the left trigger. You hold down the button on the back, and then you press the left trigger, and release it when you're just about to shoot that shot that you want to shoot. And then when you hold down that left trigger, press it really quick, it'll do that shot every single time. So that's good. That's useful. You can also use it for games that have slower ADS times. So if you have a gun where you're not using quick draw in MW3, you can adjust it so that way you're not shooting bullets when you just pull down the trigger really quickly. So that's the adjustment for quickscope. I should also say that if you do adjust it and you want to go back to just fast quickscope, I recommend you just hold down the button on the back and then just press and release the left trigger really quick, and then you'll be back to the original setting. So let me show you the adjustments in burst mode. In burst mode, there's you can adjust how long the delay is if you don't have rapid fire on, and then if you have rapid fire on, you can tell it how many shots you actually want it to shoot. So without rapid fire on, I'm in automatic mode. I'm going to adjust how long the delay is. So by default, every single mode on the controller is set to a 0.3 second delay. Every single trigger press will add 1 second. So if I hold down the left button on the back and press the left button twice, the left trigger twice, that means it's going to be a 0.2 second delay. The delays, they matter. They change with different guns, obviously, because they have different fire rates, so they're going to be shooting faster or slower. 3 works for a good 3 to 4 or 5 round burst on most weapons. You can adjust it to make it longer or shorter, and you can do whatever you want there. You can make it up to, I think, like 25 seconds. I mean, if you keep pressing that button, it'll keep going. So that's the burst delay for the automatic weapons. If you have rapid fire on, you can now adjust how many shots you want to shoot. So right now, I believe it's set to 3. It is set to 3 actually. 3 shots. But if you want to make it more or less, you can do that. Again, you just hold on the left button on the back, and then you hit the left trigger, and that's what it'll adjust. So some games like MW3, where the game that actually shoots, it has a faster fire rate. The MK14 in that game, it actually shoots slower than most of the weapons in that game. So the fire rate for that game is faster than what the MK14 shoots. So if you tell it to shoot 4 bullets for a burst, it might only shoot 2 or 3, because the fire rate is actually so fast that the M14 is not seeing all those fire shots, and it only shoot 1 or 2. So you might have some games you might have to set it a little higher. Just be warned about that for faster fire rate games, but for most games it works pretty good. Black Ops, it'll be spot on, and other games like that. So that's pretty much the functions of the controller and the adjustments that you can do to it. Edit mode, I mean, if you find anything useful there, let me know, and we'll certainly put it in the controller. So go out there and experiment with your controller, and just let me know what you find.